John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, Virginia. A packed house here. It's the ACC on ESPN. Today, number 8 Virginia looking to maintain their share of the ACC lead, facing the Duke Blue Devils. Now, earlier today, Pitt won, and they won handily in their ball game. Carolina has been beating up on the Clemson Tigers, so a Virginia victory while they seek a two-way tie atop the ACC. Dave O'Brien alongside the Hall of Famer Dick Vitale. Chris Budd with us as well on the sidelines. And Dick, this has been a great series between these two schools.
Absolutely. Last day, you talk about the last unbelievable 4 matchups. They have come down to a difference of 8 points. Also remember this, Duke right now in this situation, coming here unranked for the first time since 1996.
1996, Bill Clinton was in the White House.
He was?
That's how long ago that was.
Wow.
On the topic of people being in the house, always seems like there's a large celebrity. Doesn't get much better than Ralph Sampson. Came over to say hello to you. And the last thing he said before he left the table was, Dickie, I love you.
Really nice of him. What a great player. 3 times player of the year. He and Bill Walton are the only 2 players ever to be 3 times voted to National Player of the Year.
I'd take them both.
Not bad.
In my front court. I want them both on my team.
You're greedy. You're greedy.
I am.
Come on, let's have a great one today, buddy. We're going to have a great one.
Oh, great festive atmosphere here at John Paul Jones Arena. And, you know, these 2 teams come right down to the wire over and over again. As you mentioned, the last 4 games have been decided by 8 points, 52-50, 66-65, 69-58. Last February, Duke won by 4 right here. So we are set to go. Virginia in the home whites, and the Duke Blue Devils win the opening tip.
You're right. They won that game last year because they got great play out of Roach. When Roach plays well, they play well.
Getting it downstairs for Lively, and a block and a foul. Vander Plas immediately commits the personal. Trying to close in on Lively, the 7'1" freshman.
You know, Lively really has stepped it up. He had such a great game against Carolina. He had his 14 rebounds. He had 8 block shots. I mean, he just absolutely has been sensational for them lately. Finally living up to the billing he got as the #1 high school player in the country.
Averaging 4 blocks a game over his last 6, and looks good at the line there to put Duke in front 2-0.
Good news for Duke. They got a healthy team. They got a full cast now.
You know, we talked to John Shire about an hour and a half ago. He said he feels like it's the first time in, well, all season long they're completely healthy. Clark up top for Vander Plas. Virginia at 18-4, 10-3 in the conference. Franklin on the baseline, on the reverse, and will lay it in.
Nice little layup there, Armand Franklin. Today I spent time with his mother. I spent time with him at the hotel lobby. What a beautiful mom he has. And she's so proud of her son.
Who did you not spend time with is probably closer to the question. You're everywhere at once, all the time.
Al McGuire picked me one time and said, Dixie, you're all lobby. You're all lobby.
You're on the all-lobby team. You're the coach of the all-lobby team. Filipowski will swing that for the corner. Mitchell. That didn't touch a thing, and right back to the Cavaliers.
You know, the Cavaliers had probably their best defensive game of the year when they shut down North Carolina State. You did the game.
Clark, and 2. What a quick step for Kihei Clark. And we've been watching it for many years.
Good first step, man. I'll tell you, really exploded.
The Duke starting 5 here this afternoon. Proctor, Roach, Mitchell, Filipowski, and Lively. And a key man coming off the bench, and Chris will have more on that in just a moment. The bounce here for Roach comes in averaging 13 a game. Shot clock is down to 4 for the Blue Devils. Got to get it in the air. Proctor launches it and can't hit it, but Lively will give him a second chance. Roach won't wait. He buries a 3.
That's big right there. Good second opportunity. Credit that basket really to Lively for that offensive rebound.
And Lively, as you mentioned, with all those blocks, the defense, the rebounding, he has really started to play his best basketball.
Absolutely.
Vander Plas will finish that one downstairs.
Nice backdoor cut by Vander Plas. Good look. Execution so key with Virginia. They're so efficient. You put a clinic on against NC State, who's a really good team. Came in here averaging 79 points a game.
Duke throws that one away.
He left scoring 50. I'll tell you, key in his game as well with Duke. Against Miami, when they were blown out the other day, they turned the ball over 21 times. They better reduce those turnovers big time against Virginia.
That Miami team, very underrated nationally. I don't think that's the case within the ACC. They're at home. They put on a show against Duke. But for the Blue Devils, what a vicious part of the schedule this is. North Carolina, Miami, and then Virginia. And a whistle on the baseline.
They might win 2 out of 3 of those. Pretty good.
Yes. Roach with the personal foul. And, yeah, cold night in a hot town. They were 5 out of 19 from 3. You mentioned the turnovers. And when Duke doesn't rebound, it's tough for Jon Scheyer's team to win.
Exactly. That's one of their strengths. They're going to get Filipowski going. He did not get going against Miami.
And for Franklin, who's been cold here the last couple of games, and a rare turnover here for Virginia. They only kick it over 9 times a game in the top 5 nationally.
Well, the last 2 games was 2 for 14.
2 for 14, Franklin, and he's been scuffling to score.
He's better than that. He's much better than that. Transferred from out of Indiana. He roomed for 2 years with Trace Jackson Davis.
Well, you got a lot of information out of his mom.
Yeah.
You really did.
Well, he told me that too today. Oh, look at that steal.
Beekman stuffs it. Beekman with the slam.
Tell you what a great steal that was, though. Tremendous defensive play by Franklin. His mom jumping with joy, man. Jumping with joy.
Filipowski around the back. Comes in averaging 16 and 9. Mitchell banging. Back to Roach in a triple. Off the heel. And Clark will push it back out.
Execution, I'll make the extra pass. Always looking for the open guy. Take quality shots. There's no secret to their success. We defend, we take quality shots, and we're going to win our share of games.
Franklin looking very determined in this one. And a foul against the Blue Devils as Shedrick hits the floor. Oh boy, defensively, Dick, this is where the Cavaliers thrive.
They really do such a great job defense. So he gets you to sleep. He's playing it, and then finally pops that ball loose with the left hand, and off he goes, baby. Up, and away.
Back to Charlottesville, Dariq Whitehead entering the game for Duke. He's missed the last 4 games dealing with a lower leg injury. And when we talked to Jon Scheyer before the game about having a healthy lineup, he almost breathed a sigh of relief. And here's why. When his scholarship players are all healthy, Duke is 9-0. Scheyer also told us that Whitehead's done a lot of individual work to work on getting that confidence back. He's a guy that's dealt with some injuries throughout the season. Earlier in the year, had a fractured foot. This one was a lower leg injury. When you watch him on the bench, he's actually still wearing a brace while sitting on the bench out here now for the Blue Devils.
First time since January 23, he gets some minutes after he had to exit against Virginia Tech.
Tell you what, the biggest number, 9-0 with him in the lineup. That's got to bring a smile to your face as a coach. That's why John told me on the phone, he said, finally we are healthy. We got everybody. I can really rotate some people.
Well, you're looking at the 2 best defensive teams inside the conference. Swung up top for Filipowski. Duke holding opponents to 64, Virginia to 60, and a hot start here for Roach in a 2-pointer.
That's really good news. That's it. When he's playing well, Dave, their game is elevated big time. And for him to come out here and knock those 2 down, he played really poorly. He'll be the first to tell you that against Miami.
Gardner has really been the hottest guy offensively for Virginia here in recent games. Shedrick has it go off him and out of play. Dan, thank you very much. Virginia has the early lead, 9-7. They made their first 4 shots. This is a big one at John Paul Jones Arena here in Charlottesville. A packed house, number 8 Virginia against Duke, who comes in unranked for the first time since 1996. Filipowski, who's been a star in his first year with the Blue Devils, on the spin and no basket as he took the foul. Hit by Gardner. Now Virginia buckling down defensively.
Tell you one thing, take a look at Virginia right there. Little backdoor cut, good efficiency, and then defensively, watch this. Pick your pocket right there with the left hand. Franklin, up and away. There he goes, baby. I tell you what, they defend. If you don't believe me, call up Mr. Coach Keats. Call him on NC State. He came in with the highest scoring team in the conference, left with 50 points, and got beat 63-50.
50 points, a team that averaged 80 a game, the top scoring team in the ACC going into that contest. And Virginia absolutely just shut them down. In the lane, Whitehead and a whistle as the freshman from New Jersey is fouled by Shedrick. 9-7 Cavaliers.
Tell you one thing, Duke has not lost 2 in a row all year. Blown out by Miami. I mean, Miami was absolutely sensational in that game.
Whitehead can be instant offense. Jon Scheyer wanted to get him into the game quickly. Anticipates playing about 15 minutes, Dick, here today in his return to the rotation.
Well, you know, he's so athletic. He really is. He's got such great skills and talent.
Shot clock down to 1. Backing in, Filipowski. That's a shot clock violation. Back over to Virginia. That's the 3rd turnover already for Duke here.
Tell you what really hurt Duke big time against Miami, turnovers. And you got to credit Miami. I think personally, all year the teams I've seen in the conference, I think though they're not in first place, I think the best team in the conference, maturity-wise, and no other place, Miami. Even though today people got a glimpse of North Carolina, the real North Carolina that people were projecting early this year.
It'll be a traveling violation on Isaac McNeely. So look at those standings. You alluded to the fact that Carolina rolled today against Clemson, knocking them off the top rung. Pitt won against FSU. So Virginia, this is on the line today, a share of first place.
Tell you one thing, I think North Carolina's going to go on a run. I really do. I think they're too talented. That would be the first to tell you they've underachieved compared to where people were projecting. I mean, everyone was talking Carolina, Kentucky. By the way, Kentucky lost again to Georgia.
Filipowski getting a lot of contact here. Blocked out of the sky, and they're going to keep it on this end. McNeely and company getting all over the 7-footer.
Tries to rotate inside. Here comes the defense rotating over. Great
Shedrick,
shot block.
Yeah. Shedrick is one of the top shot blockers in the ACC, frankly, in the country at 6'11". He's from Raleigh.
You know, Dave, he didn't play against Virginia Tech. We lost that game. He was on the bench. I tell you, Roach has come to play here. 2 threes, driving layup. He's a big-time point guard. He showed that last year. At the end of the season, he was like their key catalyst, helping all those first-rounders, man. Paolo and company, and
yes,
certainly Williams.
He has 7. Virginia hosting Duke as an unranked team for the first time since Bill Clinton was in the White House. Coming up on 13 minutes and a half. Beekman, no. Rebound tapped, and out it goes, and it'll stay here on this end.
Talked to Franklin today in the lobby of the hotel with his mom was there. India is her name, and I can tell you this, he was so complimentary about his former roommate, Trace Jackson Davis. He said, man, he's having a great year. And also, he said, number one, he's a great guy. I roomed with him for 2 years.
You get incredible information in hotel lobbies like nobody's business.
Tell you one thing, Hal McGuire used to yell at me, Dixie, you're all lobby, you're all lobby. You're always hanging in lobbies.
From the corner, it won't drop for McNeely. Rebound popped up and controlled by Duke. I like the fact he called you Dixie.
He always calls me Dixie. That's what he always called me.
Off the fake, ropes to the baseline. What a great move. You talk about strong in traffic.
What a tell Mr. Roach having a phenomenal first half. Really terrific. His mom's going to be on cloud 9. She goes to all the Duke games.
Well, he puts the Blue Devils in front 11-9. Virginia has gone cold after a 4-for-4 start without a field goal in the last almost 4.5. Here's Clark with it. Trying to get by Young, and there'll be a whistle and a foul before the shot with 12:26 left in the half.
Duke's 0 to Rick Whitehead. That's his first.
It's like a volleyball game broke out. Yeah. Duke on a little 6-0 run. And Virginia to check it in.
25 returns for Duke.
Mark Mitchell back on now for Jon Scheyer.
He's very athletic, too, when you look at Mitchell. Streaky shooter, but brings that athleticism.
Yeah, he had a rough one against Miami. 2 for 8. Just 5 points in 24 minutes.
I think their whole team really struggled down there in Miami. You've got to credit Miami. I know we hear about the fact that it was emotionally tough just coming off the Carolina win. But, you know, Miami played that Saturday as well.
Beautifully moved there to Vander Plas, and he'll finish it. Everything they've gotten has been in the paint so far.
Tell you one thing, doing a great job running a backdoor cut. Lack of communication by Duke on the defensive end.
Well, tied at 11. And don't be surprised if we're saying with the last 7 seconds to go, it's all tied up as well. We've got a timeout. And here at the table, right before we tipped off, a couple of Giants meeting.
Hey,
how about that?
Hey, Ralph
the
Sampson.
Great Ralph Sampson.
He's as good as it gets when he played, man. 3 times Player of the Year. Tell you one thing, Jeremy Roach has been absolutely sensational. Here he is knocking down a trifecta. Says, why not? I'll do another one as well. Nothing but nylon. Then he shows his driving ability. Takes the ball strong to the goal. Here he is going again with another drive. What an opening to the game. First 9 minutes, he's been brilliant. I think he's got 10 points already, doesn't he?
He does. During the commercial break, this is how well he's going. They gave him another point because they took a look and they saw a 3 instead of a 2 that he hit several minutes ago. So he's really rolling.
Yeah, Jeremy's having a great game. He did last year. They beat Duke. The Duke won the game. He beat Virginia on this floor. And Beekman came up with a big 3 to beat Duke at Duke.
Man, did it open up for him and 2 more.
I tell you, Roach, showtime, baby. He's having one heck of an afternoon. I tell you earlier, I had too much Franklin on my mind. It was Beekman that made that great defensive play and went to the goal with that jam. So, Reese, I'll give you credit now. I hope you hear me loud and clear. Mr. Beekman deserved the credit. Sorry, Mr. Franklin.
Gardner going over to set a screen. Beekman will give it up. Franklin in the corner. Shot clock a factor, down to 5. Beekman will line it up, but he can't hit it.
That's been real quiet is certainly Gardner, and Gardner's been sensational the last 4 games, averaging 18 a game, 7 rebounds a game.
Yeah, hit 18 against NC State, 20 against Virginia Tech before that. Whitehead with a miss. Filipowski, I should say Young, keeping that alive, and they'll knock it down. Long range, Proctor, who's only making about 28%.
Tell you one thing, Proctor knocks that out of Australia, went to an academy there. He reclassified to become a player to play right now. But I'll tell you, that's I believe the 2nd or 3rd time they've gotten an offensive rebound and converted to 3 off the offensive rebound.
Beekman got bottled up. There's Gardner straight on. He loves that shot from around the foul line.
Well, he's a mid-range player. He's not a 3-point shooter. He knows his strength and he knows it well. He does a phenomenal job.
Transferred 2 years ago from East Carolina. He scored over 2,200 points in his career. He's legit.
There's no doubt about it. Very strong. What I like about him, he understands his role and understands his shot and what's his strength.
Young trying to go hard here on Vander Plas, has it knocked away. A dive on the baseline, a terrific play there by Gardner. To keep that alive, Dick.
That's why you win a lot of games, man. That's all a reflection of coaching. Kids really buying into representing that jersey.
That's going to be an offensive, however, on Jaden Gardner. And he's going to pick up his 2nd foul.
Tony Bennett, what a job he has done everywhere he's ever coached. The guy's amazing. I'll tell you this. Today when I was talking to Franklin, it was unbelievable. He says to me, he was transferred. And all of a sudden, because Archie Miller got fired, he wanted to leave. And it was during the time when the situation was, they were really looking for a coach at Indiana. And Tony Bennett came on him because he was in a portal. And he said to me, simply unbelievable, has been the greatest experience playing for him.
Tony Bennett, 14th year at Virginia. Jon Scheyer, his 1st year as the head coach. Proctor got a great look, absolutely drained it.
Tell you one thing, squared his body really well. Normally he got hands in the guy's face. He was wide open there, got that great look. as you call Mr. O'Brien, now with a new contract at ESPN, a new contract certainly with the Red Sox. I want some money, man. I want some money. This guy signs 2 4-year contracts. Did you leave any more money for me? I hope so.
You are incorrigible.
Well, I'm going to call the president, Mr. Paterno. Is there any cash for me there?
Foul number 2 on Lively. 20-13, the Duke Blue Devils, and Dunn will step out. And Francisco Caparro, the 7'1" senior from Argentina, will get some minutes here for Tony Bennett.
Trying to get some size on that floor. They're having a tough time defending that 3. And the offensive rebound has really hurt when you talk about situation with Virginia getting on the 3-point shooters.
Franklin from 3-point land. Meanwhile, Duke has caught fire in a 15-2 run over the last 7 minutes.
Well, John Shire said on the phone yesterday, he said, we didn't play well against NC State. We didn't play well, obviously, against Miami. He said, other than that, we've played some good basketball. Really have. We have so many young kids.
Playing really well right now. They made 6 out of 7. Filipowski out of the double, and they're going to turn it over. Beekman on the run. Beekman to the paint. Leaning in and blocked by Mitchell.
Tom Mitchell did a great job defensively. He held his ground. He didn't go with the fake. Turnover again. 2 turnovers in a row right there. That's been a little problem for Duke.
6 times in this game here in the first half. Clark with it. The grad who has played more minutes than anybody in ACC history. How about that?
It's pretty cool.
On the baseline, back out to Clark. Shot clock inside 10. Point guard will lay it off that iron. It won't go for him. They go for the big again, and thrown right to Beekman.
3 turnovers in a row now. 3 possessions.
Franklin with the slam.
Away he goes, baby. Up and away. Mr. Franklin. Yes, sir. His mama, India, says, that's my guy. She's so proud. In the lobby, she was like a cloud 9.
Welcome back to John Paul Jones Arena. Duke up by 5. This was the message Tony Bennett sent his team after the loss to Virginia Tech. Quote, talk is cheap. Do it. Show us, to our players, to our staff. Show up. Work in practice. Step between the lines. And don't lose yourself in anything other than what your job is. I talked with Tony Bennett before the game. He said, listen, it might have come out a little harsher than what I wanted it, but the point was, we're at that point of the season where you need to find a way to be able to level up your team. It can't just be what we're talking about in practice. I need to see it. And he certainly did this past outing at home against NC State, guys.
It's kind of funny when Chris repeated the quote in the locker room a couple hours ago. Tony said, really? I guess, yeah, that was a little tougher than I thought. But they were both talking about that intestinal fortitude, both John Shire and Tony Bennett. And what a fascinating matchup this is among the head coaches. Tony used to be the young, sharp head coach. He remains a very sharp coach. Not as young as he used to be, but John Shire, 35 years old in year number 1 at the helm for Duke.
Tell you one thing, bottom line is, I look at Tony Bennett, he still looks very young to me, man. He's really young. He's really tremendous respect among his peers, respect among his players. And he has really earned that by the unbelievable productivity. In fact, when you talk about that, I do motivational tips every morning early. Post them. And I did one recently.
Proctor just beating the shot clock there. Beekman with the rebound.
I did one recently saying, hey, don't tell people about what you're going to do. Produce and show them. Simple as can be. Let your results do the talk.
Yeah, I think both of those coaches were saying, in effect, the same thing as we watched them work over there on the sideline, and the intensity just pouring out of them. Vanderplas with a little fall away, won't drop.
Vanderplas came out of a situation, Mid-American Conference. He Tony knew his dad really well, had no trouble recruiting him.
Fascinating to watch how close their styles are, coaching styles. Shot clock at 5. Young going in strong. Shot clock gets down to 4 and then a shove.
Push. Tony Bennett don't like that call.
Copper with the
Tony
foul.
Bennett don't like that call.
His first.
Kihei Clark stepping off. And
Oh, you can call that all day long.
you could.
You can call that all day long.
13. Back in.
I know Richie all night long.
Duke to check it in. 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Low scoring as anticipated with two very, very good defensive teams ranking 1 and 2 in the conference. Over the top for Grandison.
Yeah, one thing Young brings toughness on the inside. The
Filipowski.
transfer.
That'll go the other way as he dipped that shoulder.
Tell you, he's struggling right now. He could be a little bit mentally thinking a little bit too much he's playing because he's a heck of a player. To me, he's one of the 5 best diaper dandies, impact player, but there's no doubt it's a charge. See, the shoulder goes right in. Defense beats him to the spot. Filipowski's had a terrific year. The last game he struggled, he's struggling right here. I don't believe he scored yet, Dave, has he?
Filipowski is not. McNeely.
He can shoot the
Freshman
ball.
yeah, he's getting some minutes too on the drive to lay it in. He can be deadly beyond the 3-point line.
I think McNeely's going to be really special. Here's my diaper dad. He's the best. Miller, I do these in order too. Filipowski, the second best. Georgia, Baylor, and right there, Aiden Mahaney down there, St. Mary's, and Fletcher Loyer have been so productive and really impact players. And, you know, they may not be the best for the NBA draft. That's another story. I'm talking about guys who are Loyer helping the team win at Purdue. You talk about Mahaney helping St. Mary's having a great year, even though they got upset recently.
Caporal to foul. That'll put Young at the line. And a 3-point lead here for Duke. Filipowski, 7-time ACC Rookie of the Week. Pretty good indication how that award's going to go.
Yeah, he's really been terrific. Well, you're inside, outside. But you go through a little struggle once in a while. Right now he's fighting himself, I think, a little bit. Smart move. I think it's a smart move. When a player's struggling a little bit, get him out for a minute or two and then get him back on the floor.
Mitchell back on. Young, good foul shooter, 81%.
John Shire's going to be a terrific coach. I'm telling you right now, just time, patience. It's something that really is not part of any more society. Nobody wants patience. If you're not instant super, get a new guy.
Tough for fans to be patient coming off the GOAT, right? Franklin on the drive and a whistle.
He was the goal? Yeah, oh, he's a goal. He's a goat, right? And no doubt about Coach K. I think he's the greatest of all time. I really do.
Now, men's college basketball continuing on Monday. Miami against North Carolina. Should be a dandy at 7. Texas and Texas Tech. Texas going in number 5 on ESPN on Big Monday.
Should be a good double. I think Carolina today really put a hurt on Clemson big time.
Won that game going away.
So much talent. You know, you look at the veterans there, experienced players. Went to the last game of the year. National championship, 4 starters.
They've been a puzzle, though, to this point.
Yep.
There's no question. They were ranked number 1 at one point. I heard Jay Billis say today they were overranked by the media. Not North Carolina's fault. It's everybody else ranking them that high. Maybe they're not that good.
Tell you what, they had certainly proved last year they were good, and they had everybody coming back, so I can understand the media ranking them that high. Really.
Shot clock to 7. Roach, long distance, can't drain that. He hasn't missed many here in the first half. He has 12 points. Under 5 to play here at John Paul Jones Arena. Beekman.
That defense really created that situation, desperate 3. I'll try to throw the lob up on top.
But a hold before that, out in the lane.
Yep. Hey, the one player in Carolina doesn't have back doors great for them last year was Brady Manick shooting that 3.
Roach with number 2.
Filipowski returns for Duke.
Now looking for the mismatch.
Yep. Trying to get the size advantage on the interior. Throw a lob, they grab him, hold him.
Vander Plas, the 6'8" grad out of Wisconsin. Transfer from Ohio, where he scored about 1,700 points and hit a lot of threes. 22-18, the Blue Devils. And we'll drop in number 1. 4:45 to go. He's got his own fan club.
This is what we call the stash section for Ben Vanderplas. I did ask, no one's related, but they did say they get to meet him the other day. They were thrilled with that. By the way, the stash has been growing since COVID. When he was stuck with his brother grew one, and then Ben thought, why not?
So a little competition, growing mustaches against your brother.
Hey,
that's
maybe I
a
should
first.
get a mustache and a little goatee. I can't grow hair on top of my head. I can grow it on my face. Got a little jump shot right there with Mitchell, the left-hander, good mid-range shot.
By the way, I would pay to see that. Here's McNeely in and out. His terrific shooting touch. Duke continues to maintain the lead.
I got to get Filipowski's first basket. I got to get him screen and roll. Oh, geez, those sloppy turnovers.
He was able to save it.
Saved it.
On the spin, Mitchell denied. Back out to Filipowski. Shot clock at 8. Looking for the lane, left it behind. Scooped up by McNeely. Franklin will wait on Beekman.
Duke's defense is keeping them in this game to where they're leading, actually. They had 9 turnovers already. That's quite a bit. And you're up 5. That's amazing.
Vanderplas looking for some help. Beekman, strong drive, denied. Stronger defense by Duke.
They're rotating over really well.
Mitchell leaning inside and an offensive foul.
Totally out of control right there. Totally out of control. Trying to make something happen that wasn't available.
Proctor telling him, calm down, but that's 10 turnovers already. 24-19, the Blue Devils on the road at Virginia.
Well,
Duke 5 assists and 8 made field goals. And Proctor, the freshman, Miami held him to just 3 points and he turned it over 5 times, but he's looked a lot better today.
He's learning how to play. You know, he's a young guy, should be still in high school. Here he is playing at a collegiate level, and not just the collegiate level, at the elite level, playing with these top-notch competition. And he's going to be a very good player at Duke. It's not been a really well-played game. There's no doubt about it. Duke's doing a good job defensively, turning the ball over, as our guys talked about during the break. 10 turnovers in the first half.
One to get it off, and got it up in time, did Clark. Rebound tip, and controlled by Shedrick.
Shedrick did a great job to keep that ball alive and give him a second opportunity.
McGilly, nifty dribble, but gave it away on the pass.
Threw
You're
it at
right,
his feet.
it has been sloppy.
It's been sloppy, no doubt about it. But, you know, it's amazing the situation that you're up 5, turning the ball over 10 times against a team like Virginia.
And without Filipowski giving you anything offensively.
No points.
Proctor learning the game.
Yeah, here's Proctor right now. Thinks the coach. He says, coach, I'll get him going. Then he surveys the whole defense, sees what's happening on the floor. He takes a look, and then he's going to, right now, he's pointing, clear it out. He wanted him to really clear out. He wanted to clear it. Yeah, he was done basically clear out, see? It's time to clear out. Don't worry about it. We used to use the fist for clear out. Show fist, clear out. And we'd change it for the next game. Because people would get wise to it.
Sure.
It's like you in baseball. You're down there with those coaches flashing little signs, trying to figure it out.
98% of them mean absolutely nothing. Shedrick with the foul to put Mitchell at the line and makes 1 of 2.
Duke's defense is the key, Dave White, right now leading.
Beekman has set something up now. Clark had been sitting for a while. Kihei, Vanderplas turns to fire and it rattles in.
But he's been an impact transfer, I'll tell you that.
They did not score in their loss to Virginia Tech on the road at Blacksburg. They need some points from him. Filipowski on the spin. Defense again. Too tight. Vanderplas this time knocks it away. Beekman, nifty move to the cup, but it won't roll in.
He did everything to score. Everything, Mr. Beekman, everything. Beautiful move. Spinning in the lane. They have made it so tough.
It's going to be a blocking foul before the shot. So everything except the 2 points here.
Yeah, watch his drive. Great spin down the lane. Good extension. Too hard, too hard. Tell you what, they made it so tough on Filipowski here in his first half. It's going to be his first points going to the free throw line.
The last 8 games, he's been averaging about 19 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, he only had 9 against Miami the last game as well.
Without a point so far today, and 2 rebounds in total for a very, very good rebounding team, leading the conference. Still can't get in the scoring column.
Wow. Tough afternoon so far, but his team's bailing him out. They're on top. I guarantee he only cares about getting out of here with a W.
Franklin way downtown, and it almost didn't get there. 25-21.
I don't think that's a shot, Tony, that it really wanted.
And Virginia's 0 for 4 from three-point land. Here's Proctor down the lane, and with a big-time stop.
He should be in high school. He should be in high school. Are you serious? Are you serious? Mr. Proctor from Australia.
That's a nice have. He has 8.
Wow.
Came in averaging 9. Under 40 seconds before the break. McNeely left-handed and one.
By McNeely. McNeely's going to be a star for Virginia. You mark my words. McNeely's a 4-year player, and he's going to be a star. He's not going to be good. Look at this. Mr. Proctor with the jam. This McNeely says, you know what? Anything that diaper dandy can do, I can do him better. With the drive. He's a little more flashy, though, when you look at Proctor's.
Right. McNeely to the stripe. And can't complete the 3-point play. So 4-point game. And Duke has won 9 of the last 14 in this series, but they have been close. Perhaps another one here this afternoon.
Last 4 games came down the difference of only a total of 8 points. Last year, it was a buzzer beater by Mr. Beekman to beat him at Duke.
They're going in strong, but that's going to be an offensive foul. They get him for the charge. Tariq Whitehead, the freshman, just back in after missing the last 4.5 games.
Yeah, lower leg problem. Here he is, he spots an opening, defense rotates over. He's up in the air, can't do nothing about it, and there's the charge. Yes, sir. I want to simply say this before we go any further here. Barry Sachs, he was so loved at ESPN by so many people. Just a terrific guy, fierce, intense, just had a great way about himself, and he just loved what he was doing, always had a passion. He had a massive heart attack, and he's in the hospital. And please say a prayer for Barry. Barry's one of the real good guys. Gives you a tough, rough kind of a personality, but down deep, he's got like a little teddy bear.
Beloved guy.
We love you, Barry. We're praying for you, buddy.
Clark off the fake. Clark to the paint. Lays it off, and Beekman with a slam right at the horn. What a way to end that first half. An uptick certainly for Virginia.
Tell you one thing, I guess a little foul. Little Uncle Mo going to the locker room. It's really they've struggled offensively. That gives you some momentum, baby. And when Uncle Mo comes, it gets the crowd all juiced up.
On the slam, let's get it over to Chris with Jon Scheyer.
Coach, you told us before the game you wanted that toughness to travel on the road. Where have you seen that in the first half?
Yeah, we've been tough. We just can't give them layups. And but we've been tough. We played a good half. We need to regroup and get ready for the second half.
What do you want cleaned up offensively?
You know, offense was pretty good. We had some good shots. You know, just converting those easy opportunities. When you get in transition, they do a great job coming over to help. We have to see kicks and just make the right play. We've done a really good job overall, but we can be better with that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Chris, John, thank you very much. At the break, it's Duke on top of Virginia, 27-25. Second half to come. Back to the studio. Kevin and Steve.
All right, OP.
Welcome back to Charlottesville, Virginia. It's the ACC on ESPN. Second half between Virginia and Duke coming your way here in just a moment. Duke up by 2. It's our Saturday showcase inside the ACC. Duke trying to keep Virginia out of that top spot in the conference. Give me 5. That was the story of the first half. Looking at those number 5s and looking in the paint. That number 5 is Ben Vanderplas, the 6A grad, as he is able to get free and slip in for 2. And on the other side for the Duke Blue Devils, Tyrese Proctor with the basketball and working off that screen. He's looking into the paint and looking for someone to cut into that lane. He figures, well, I'll just do it myself and go in for the slam. That was one of the real dynamic plays of that first half.
Tell you one thing that started out, Roach was terrific early in the game. It's amazing if you're Duke. Filipowski, the leading scorer, 19 a game basically. He hasn't scored. They have 11 turnovers, yet they're up by 2 and have only given up 25 points. Is amazing here in the first half.
Duke, by the way, 15-1 when leading at the half this season. Virginia with the ball to open up the second 20. You talked about Roach getting off 12 quick points in the first 8:15. Did not score after that. A quick strike here for the Cavaliers to tie it up at 27. Franklin now with 7.
Nice cut by Franklin to get the layup. Remember this, Virginia had that momentum there after cutting that deficit and going in on the last score.
That's going to be an offensive on Roach. And let's go to Chris on Tony Bennett.
Yeah, Tony Bennett coming out of halftime said, this is our kind of game. We're making them earn it. We just have to steady the ship better. Have to be better on the offensive boards, execute the middle ball screen, and need to be able to hit our shots from the free throw line.
Virginia number 8 in the country.
Tell you what, Chris is going to get my job, man. She's talking about execute the middle ball screens. Unbelievable. Come on, Chris.
On the reverse, and Kihei Clark.
I tell you what, momentum has really come the way of like Virginia. Tell you what, Duke's going to have to really lace them up. That's a good timeout. They needed it. They needed it the way the half finished and the way it started.
Well, this goes back to that final play, Dick, of the first half and the slam dunk, and Virginia has kept it rolling and now on top by 2.
Introducing
Virginia in the past has been a very good three-point shooting team. So far this year, 38%. When they won the national title, Dick, it was up around 40%.
Yeah, they really did. You should see there. Now they're really starting to go. They went down, now they're coming back up. This year they're at 38%, but today they are 0 for 5. And 0 for 5 in Major League Baseball, as you know, get you on the bench. Get you on the bench. Unless your name's a superstar, you get another chance.
Yes, you're probably headed back to AA if that maintains.
Duke
Hand off here for Proctor.
You know, Duke isn't going to win this game unless Filipowski gets going.
Mitchell had it stripped and it comes free. Back to Clark now. Well, you can really feel the momentum in the building. It's the Who's in a big way, at least as of this moment.
And that's why John called the timeout right there early, trying to wake his guys up here to say we got to really play now.
Vanderplas up top, shot clock at 8. Backdoor cut down to the lane. Gardner lost it. It comes out high. Got to get the shot out quickly. Franklin does. And a misfire in tight.
Terrific efficiency there, except they don't score. They moved the ball exceptionally well. Got the play they wanted down the cup, and he bobbled the ball. That would have been a jam, no doubt about it. I firmly believe, I may be wrong, I've been wrong before, I don't believe Duke will win this game unless Filipowski starts getting going.
Talking about 16 points, 9 rebounds a game. Proctor went around the back. Up top for Lively. 4 to shoot now for Duke. Mitchell launches. Didn't touch anything. It's a shot clock violation.
That was a defensive clinic right there. A defensive clinic. What they did there was unbelievable. The shot clock situation, I mean, it's unreal. That defense is suffocating.
Yeah.
You don't see many teams have the pride and the patience to play the kind of defense they play.
16 times this season, Virginia has forced a shot clock violation.
It's pretty good.
Gardner. Vanderplas now off the fake. Fakes again on the pass and draws the foul as he went strong to the paint.
You know, creating opportunity for him. When he caught the ball, he went to triple threat position. Obi, he went through a triple threat position. He got himself where he could drive, he could pass, where he could shoot.
Number 3 on Lively. So Vanderplas to shoot, where he makes just 63%. 60-year man. And Duke back to the bench. Lively will come out. Mitchell as well. Grandison is coming on, and so is Young.
Young gives him that physical presence on the interior. Very aggressive player.
Virginia not very good at the line in this one. They miss again.
Wow.
They're 3 for 9 today.
That's 33%. You can't win games shooting 33% the free throw line. Pretty good math, huh? Common
Watch.
denominator, 3 and 3 is 1.
The two head
3 to 9
coaches
is 3.
head-to-head again. Young will zip it to the corner. And the long one's going to rattle in by Grandison.
Well, you know, he's done that well. Did it well when he played at Illinois, Holy Cross. He's been a Marco Polo guy. He's been around a few places.
Product of the famous Phillips Exeter Academy in New Hampshire as well.
Well, you're on top of it. Well, you got everything. That's unbelievable.
Clark baseline. Shut down there. Here's Franklin. Yes, all net.
They need that from Franklin. The last 2 games, he has not been effective shooting the ball. 2 for 14. He's too good a player, too good a shooter. Came the way of Indiana. Archie got fired. He got recruited by Tony, and he absolutely fell in love with him, he said.
Vanderplas really attacking the backboard there.
Look at the patience. See the number of passes of patience.
Clark, yes, a triple. He makes 39%.
He's been around a lot of years. He can play. One of the best little guys under 6 feet in college basketball.
Well, we just talked about Virginia needing to step it up from three-point land. And Clark absolutely drained it. They started out 0 for 5. They've made a couple now.
Clark and Franklin, 2 big threes.
Roach gets denied on the baseline, and he is fouled on the play with 15:59 to go here in Charlottesville. That'll be on Vanderplas, and number 3 on him. Virginia's opened up a bit of a lead here. 35-30 on the Duke Blue Devils.
By the way, there are only 3 black women as athletic directors at Power 5 schools, the other one being at Vanderbilt. That's Candace Story-Lee. And Dick, a bit of a context for you of just how incredible these women are. 7 years ago, there wasn't a single black woman as an athletic director at any Power 5 school.
It's amazing, and I think it's really great that it's happened. Should be more. Should be more. There's a lot of talented people out there.
Roach penetrates, got it up there for 2, and he's finally broken through in the second half. He had 12 points in the first 8 minutes, had not scored since then.
You know, I don't know Carla, I haven't met her, but I met Tina a number of times. She's terrific. Started out in Notre Dame fame and then came over to Duke. So she's just a superstar.
Virginia had been on a 14-3 run going back to the end of the first half. Clark for Gardner has been pretty quiet in this one. A lot of contact there with Young, no whistle.
So Young played him really tough and physical right there. Really
Clark
played him physical.
Trying to lean in, forcing it up there, and he traveled with it.
Sloppy offensive possession right there. And so, hey, Tony was really furious with the officials during the break, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was as hot as I've ever seen him, actually. Not exactly sure what that was about, but he's usually pretty calm, cool, collected, just like you. About 15 minutes to go. The bounce here for Young. Grandison open way downtown. Got a great look. Young draws the foul.
Tell you one thing, when Young comes in, seems a lot of good things happen. He's aggressive, he's active, gets the offensive rebound, and that's been a big plus for Duke.
Here's this week's NBA Saturday primetime matchup on ABC and the ESPN app. LeBron James, the NBA's all-time leading scorer. How about the sound of that? Leading the Lakers against Klay Thompson and the Warriors at the Chase Center. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Just amazing achievement when you think about the years and the consistency, year after year, 2 decades. First time I laid eyes on him doing his high school debuted on national TV against a team Oak Hill was loaded with players. He made them look like a bunch of guys just starting out playing, dominated. I was in awe. Absolutely. And now I'm still in awe.
Sure.
To think of 38 years of age doing what he's doing. Just absolutely great.
Breaking Kareem's record.
Yes,
Amazing.
sir.
Amazing.
And Kareem just one of the greatest of all time.
Gardner will knock that
I don't
down.
think he gets enough recognition in terms of nationally when they talk about the greatest of all time. You very rarely hear his name. You're Jordan, you're certainly LeBron.
Gardner with his first points, by the way. Grandison will try another one. And all net on that one.
Tell you what he can do. He can do that. He's done that throughout his career. We had a tie game here. Remember we told you last year it came down both games right to the wire.
Duke 6 out of 13 from three-point territory. They have not been a good shooting team then.
No, it's making up for the fact that they're getting any scoring out of Filipowski. But I'll tell you what he does. He creates space for his teammates because he gets so much attention.
Whistle there to stop play at 14:05. So the last 14 games decided by an average of 4 points per game. No game decided by more than 10. The foul there on Roach, by the way, and that is going to be number 4 on Jeremy Roach. So he has to step off, and so does Filipowski.
So that's a big loss right there. John Shire's losing their catalyst. He told me on the phone yesterday we were speaking about it. Told me he's really the guy that makes us go. There's no doubt about it.
So who does it fall on? Who does this scoring onus really fall to?
Well, right now you get the two scorers sitting on the bench. We look at certainly Roach and Filipowski.
Franklin got it.
Oh, that's big. He's starting to feel it today. He's shooting a lot better today. He was 2 for 14. But right now, Proctor's going to have to make some shots, and Whitehead's going to have to do some offense.
Virginia 3 for 3 beyond the three-point line in the second half. So they've come to life beyond that line.
0 for 5.
Proctor got it, mid-range.
Sam Proctor's got to come and score, and there he is right there. He's going to be a special player, not just a good player, special. He's a high school kid to be playing high school basketball.
Excellent passer, too.
He reclassified.
Gardner, will he heat up? Tipped right to the Blue Devils. Here comes Duke. Look at their 18th win of the season. A lot of talk, of course, about Virginia's defense, justifiably so, but Duke is number 2 in the ACC overall in defense. Young on the entry.
Nice play.
Great bounce speed. Man, did they finish that beautifully, Grandison.
I tell you, Grandison giving a good lift off the bench. And so did Young with the great bounce pass. But the defense staring. There was a breakdown by Virginia defensively. That's a team concept right there they're usually so good at, helping one another.
Gardner wants to get involved. He sticks it on the turnaround.
That's his game, Dave. That's his game, the mid-range game. Came in here averaging 18 points over his last 4 games, 7 rebounds. He knows and understands his role, and he knows his strength.
Proctor again with the kick out. Here's Whitehead. Got it!
There's Whitehead stepping up.
Three-pointer.
That needs some offense, and he produced. But was, you know what? Proctor's created that opportunity, his penetration.
But are they delighted to have Dariq Whitehead back, the freshman from New Jersey, after missing 4.5 games.
He's a top 3 player coming out of high school.
Big to the other side of the iron, but it won't go down.
He's a little frustrated because he's had like 2 or 3 opportunities to score with great drives. He's come up empty.
Duke by 2 and the ball. We've had 10 lead changes here. No surprise in this series. 10 to shoot now for Duke.
John Shire really active, animated on the sideline.
Whitehead's open again from the corner, and another one from 3.
So is he stepping up? Is he stepping up with some offense? With Roach and Filipowski out, he has stepped up big time, and so has Proctor in finding open people.
Whitehead getting back into it in a big, big way. He has lifted Duke on top here with a couple of threes. He likes that spot in that corner. 47-42, Duke leading Virginia. Franklin coming to life offensively. The 6'4" senior swinging outside on this play. Gets a clean look and buries it. And before today's game, back in our hotel, you ran into his mom, India. She gave you a couple of scouting reports on her. So what'd she tell you about him?
She just
loved Duke as a kid. I mean, I remember buying his bedroom set and decorating his bedroom. He had a Duke clock. He had Duke pillows, Duke comforter. Never got recruited by Duke, but now he's going to play against Duke tonight, so I'm excited
so
for
today
that.
he's not going to love Duke.
No, he's not going to love Duke tonight. No love for Duke tonight.
No love for Duke, but he's starting to get rolling.
Yeah, she really is great to talk to at breakfast today, and just so proud of her son. And he initially was infatuated with Duke, signed and went to Indiana.
Duke, incidentally, hitting their triples. They're 8 out of 15. This is a team that only makes 32% beyond that line. Here's Franklin, and one as he draws the foul.
Tell you what, Franklin's having a solid game here. Came in really struggling the last 2 games. He's 2 for 14, but he's really been very solid.
Young with a personal to put him at the line for a 3-point play.
Goes right down the lane. Watch this. Spots the opening of the defense. Attacks. Very aggressive offensively.
Could not finish it.
They are not shooting really well in the line. What, 3 for 10?
Been very rough at the line here today. Franklin has 12 points. Up top, Whitehead, who's been cooking outside the 3.
Franklin tried to get closer to him. Put a hand up. He's a guy to go in there right now, Whitehead, because he needs some help offensively.
A fadeaway, and that drops in. That's a shooter's roll.
He's showing his star ability. I mean, he's a kid with what an upside. He's had injuries. He's had a battle with the foot fracture, lower leg injury.
And again, Jon Scheyer wanted to keep him to about 15 minutes, but the way he's going, Ranson lost the handle on that, scooped up by Whitehead.
Young did a great job at the deflection, knocking that ball loose.
So Duke working on a 5-point advantage, a 12-4 run. Nearly thrown away.
Trying to double up the post.
Whitehead open again and can't stick that one.
Hey, why did Duke's not turning the ball over in this second half like they did the first, Dave? Crowd's a little quiet right now.
Clark on the drive, getting him going again.
He's one of the better guys.
Too.
He's one of the best players in the country. My old Randy Newman guys, the small guys. Darius McKee, a great one down at Liberty at 5'9". Tiger Campbell down at UCLA. Marquise Noel, I love him at Kansas State. Showing that little guys can play this game.
Proctor looking for someone to come up and set a screen. It's Young. 7 to shoot. And Proctor falls away and around and out. Rebound tip to Whitehead. He'll drive it strong and finish.
Whitehead is really impressive here. Really impressive. Especially with Roach and Filipowski out. I mean, he's been really impressive.
10 points. Neely with a catch. Long distance, no. Mitchell with the rebound. And under 9 minutes here in Charlottesville.
He's already played 16 minutes. Coach said, trying to get him 15 minutes. He's going to play longer than 16, I can tell you that. He's getting no pine time. He's getting PT, playing time.
Try to get Young to move to the basket, but mishandled. Out it goes. Back over to the Cavaliers.
Try to get a little two-man play going here. Take a look at Mr. Whitehead right here. He says, thank you, Mr. Proctor. And he knocks it down, nothing but nylon. Then he shows a little fadeaway, and the roll goes his way. He gets the fade, and then he's going to show the drive with the left hand. He's a diaper dandy, man. Injuries have really stopped him from showing people how good this kid can be.
Duke really trying to do it without their big man, Kyle Filipowski, who's been totally shut down today, and he's riding the bench a lot. Clark again, and a foul too. He'll be at the line.
Tell you one thing, this little guy, he may be small in stature, but he's not small when the rock's in his hands. He takes that rock, makes one big play after another.
Number 2 on Ryan Young, who could not stay with him.
What a veteran player. Little all Randy Newmans, man. The best little guys under 6 feet. And he's certainly one of them. What a career he's turned out to have. Unreal. played a real vital. Hey, this is my best little guys at Ignatian. Take a look at these guys here. Kendrick Perry, something else down there for Penny Hardaway. Noel's been sensational in Kansas State. Tiger and UCLA doing a great job. And McGee, talking about Clark. Clark played on the national championship team 2019.
And named to the Bob Cousy Award watch list. And on to going to the best point guard in the country, Proctor on Clark. That's a pretty good duel. Duke has made 7 of their last 9. And a strip been taken away by the Cavaliers. They seldom run, of course.
Roach back on the floor with 4 fouls.
Underplas thought about a triple. Under 8 minutes. Clark again.
Are you
Loves that move,
serious?
man.
Come on, little guy. Are you serious? I can't believe it. They love him. Oh, these Virginia fans are going bananas over this little guy. He's been dynamite. Incredible, Mr. O'Brien. He's the best. Won't you after the broadcast?
Duke taking a timeout, and Virginia has dominated in the paint 32-18. It starts with defense, as it so often does with Virginia. Clark finishing on the other end, and another tight one. Kept looking forward to that one. This one probably coming right down to the final shot again.
Well, Filipowski's back on the floor now with 7 minutes left. He's only got 1 foul, but he's been struggling, and John Child gave him a little time on the bench to maybe find himself. He's able to get some minutes because Whitehead did so well.
Yeah, he's been so good. That one's going to be off the back iron, picked up by Clark. Wants to go fast, and good defense to get back. Jeremy Roach, who's been in foul trouble. Filipowski averaging almost 19 points a game over the last 8, has not scored in this game. McNeely out of the corner, but it won't drop.
Tell you one thing, he's got 4 fouls, Roach, and he's guarding Clark. If I'm Clark, I'm taking him one-on-one, clearing out the side. Let him try to check him.
Before that miss, Virginia was shooting 73% in the second half.
That's pretty good. You got a chance to win. You're doing that, but they're down by 1.
Grandison. Here's Roach's shot. Too strong.
See, if I'm Clark right now, I'd want to attack Roach with 4 fouls. I want to go up. Lay a screen on him. Lay a screen on him. There it is. Go to the goal.
Clark off the fake. Denied. Vanderplas another fake. And Grandison with the contact commits the foul.
And see, the reason he got fouled there, he went into triple threat position, go to a ball fake. Created some contact. Coming down the wire, remember this, Virginia has shot horribly on the free throw line.
Now Clark's been putting on a show here the last 5 or 6 minutes. Vanderplas with the cut. It's done to slam it down.
That was a terrific play. You know what it was created? It was created by the unbelievable penetration ability of Clark. 2 people doubled up, they reversed the ball, and they found the open guy for a slam jam bang.
Virginia is so good in the paint. Gets 2 more, but this puts them in the lead.
That was typical Virginia basketball since Tony Bennett has arrived on his campus.
Filipowski wants to go strong. 2 men meet him. Got the shot, but not in time, and it's going to be another shot clock violation.
He was very frustrated in that possession. They doubled up on him. Players were all talking to him, trying to get him clear his head and just play. Play like he's capable. The kid is a terrific player.
Averaging 16 a game. A donut so far today for Filipowski.
Coming off a bad game against Miami. He had single digits in that game as well. This kid's feeling it right now. You talk about a veteran, experienced player. Clark is really giving them such a lift.
They come back inside, off the hands of Dunn. They tried to copy the play that resulted in the dunk a moment ago.
Tough pass to handle.
Yes.
Ball too hard, and Dunn had no chance.
Hey, this is arguably the biggest women's game of the year so far. Number 1 South Carolina taking on undefeated number 3 LSU. Coverage beginning 2 o'clock Eastern on Super Bowl Sunday on ESPN and the app.
2 phenomenal coaches there. 2, superstar coaches.
Couple of great rebounding teams, too. Young going in close. No! Vanderplas did a good job of staying home under the 10.
Clark wants that screen.
Clark on the dribble. Airborne. Here's Beekman. Under 5 minutes to go.
Oh, look at Clark.
And one!
That's Virginia execution. You're talking about offensive efficiency. Movement without the basketball. Oh, the Stashes love it. Look at him. The Stashes. I'm going to get me a stash. I'm getting me a goatee. You think we're a stash? I can. Look at this nice movement. Use the left hand. He has been such an unbelievable help to this team.
Ryan Young with his third foul. No three-point play, though. And
are they 3 for 12?
Just been awful at the line here today.
What are they on a free throw line? Our stat guy's going to get it for us. Here we go. 3 for 12. That's what he said. Pretty good memory for 83.
Not
3
too
for
shabby.
12. That's 25%.
Work on that goatee. Road Chevy traffic. Torn down by Young. It comes free with a foul.
He got fouled, no doubt about it.
Boy, frenetic in that lane, really on both sides.
3 for 12 on the free throw line, Virginia, and they're up 3. Coming down the wire like this, 4:20 on the clock. I told you earlier, a conversation I had last year with Coach K, the greatest ever. And he said to me, you want to try to put Virginia away because when it gets down to the last 2-3 minutes, they are so comfortable playing under that kind of situation because they have so many games like that. So we'll see if that holds true here.
4 on Vanderplas as he goes to the bench.
I like the effort I see out of Young. I never see that kid not play hard. Plays hard every moment he's on the court. Came from Northwestern, played for Chris Collins. He's trying to get Northwestern in the tournament again. Former Duke guy.
To a 1-point game.
In fact, there are about 6 guys now from Coach K's tree coaching right now. Guys like certainly Jeff Capel doing a great job down in Pittsburgh. Tommy Abigail at Harvard.
Clark denied. Out here to Reese Beekman, who can hit that 43%. Wants to penetrate on Filipowski, leaning in, and the block. Ripped it back on the baseline. No! And they're going to keep it.
Fans were running foul. They thought it was contact. They thought there was a lot of contact on the interior.
Boy, from here, it looked like great defense by Filipowski.
Tony Bennett really not happy. Look at Tony. Look at Tony on that sideline.
This is as hot as I've ever seen Tony on the sideline. McNeely off the inbounds, can't connect. Filipowski chases it down.
That's the play they wanted. McNeely's a notorious, a tremendous long-range shooter.
So a 1-point lead for Virginia. Duke with the basketball.
John Shires tries to settle down. Let's get a high percentage shot. The game started. Roach was on fire when the game started.
Well, Duke hasn't hit a field goal in about 5 minutes. Filipowski determined. Still working. Blocks! Clean play there by Dunn. And that is another shot clock violation. That's the 3rd of the ball game.
Filipowski really being challenged on every shot. That's the 3rd one in this game, right? You don't see that often. And that's that defense, man. Communicate, play together. Look at Tony. This guy can coach, man. He can flat out. He's headed for a Hall of Fame.
Kev, thank you very much. What a great day for college basketball. And here, Virginia on top by 1. Filipowski back to the bench.
Back to the sideline. I wonder if it's something ailing him maybe physically.
Well, you don't know. Either something physical or just a bad day. Or a great day for the Virginia defense, but still over 3 minutes to go. And another Duke-Virginia game very much in the balance. And Franklin will follow his own miss for 2.
Good second effort right there. Again, too many open shots now, layups and cuts. People moving out the ball. I got a stat that's going to blow your mind when I read it. And I know you've heard a lot of stats.
I'm dying to hear this one, though. With that kind of build-up.
Roach is going to step up late in the game here. I got a Roach, veteran player.
Grandison slamming on the break. Shot clock at 5. Young. Back for Grandison. Too strong. Rebound picked off there by Ryan Dunn, who has some serious hops. And Duke won for their last 9, Dick.
Unbelievable. Dunn has given him a big lift coming off that bench. This is the guy that set the tone for them. He got them going. He got them going big time, the little guy.
Well, every time he goes into the lane like that, you think it's a blow-by for 2 more. Vanderplas with a great fake. Here's Beekman. On a hesitation, no. Rebounded away by Young.
They all get into triple deposition. That's fundamentally being solid. They all use the ball fakes well.
Mitchell, he got a great look. We're under 2 minutes to play here in Charlottesville.
That's not his strength. His strength is not the perimeter shot. He's a medium-range shooter. He's a great athlete.
Virginia trying to maintain a share of first in the conference, and that's going to roll in, up and in by Franklin. Quick strike on the other end. Roach for 2 and a timeout for the Duke Blue Devils, and we have 1:30 to go. It's Virginia leading 58-53 and a timeout. Kevin, thank you. 58-55. Virginia trying to win another one at home. They're 11-1 here.
Tell you one thing. If Duke is under 60 right now, and taking a look at the board, they got 55 with a minute 30. It'll be only back, you think about 1982 was the last year they ever were held under 60 in consecutive games. 82 is the era of Mr. Jordan and company. They won the national title with Dean Smith and Michelangelo coaching. And I'm going to tell you, think about that. 40 years ago was the last time they have been held under 60 in consecutive games, if it were to happen.
You did it. You blew my mind on that one. This is how good they've been here, right? Virginia holding the last 38 opponents in the conference below 70 at John Paul Jones.
Ted Clark made a great bounce pass to Franklin, who has really stepped up today with 19 big points. Former Indiana transfer. They're zoning right now.
Run a little clock here.
A little zone defense. Trying to make a little adjustment here.
10 to shoot.
Take away some penetration. Take away the backdoor cuts with the zone.
Beekman, Vanderplas. Is Clark open? Big fight for the rebound. They tie up. The possession arrow will go to the other end with 59.5 to go.
Backdoor cut, man, just unbelievable. Look at these cuts. Look at the movement without the ball. That's Virginia basketball. Look at the backdoor cut by Franklin, hanging in the air. Defense not communicating. They do that. That's typical Virginia basketball. Execution, efficiency, and the fans love it. Oh, they love it.
Roach, they swing.
They do this.
Anderson, got it!
Big 3, baby.
On the money.
Big 3. Here we go.
58-58.
Last year, Beekman with a big 3 to beat Duke at the buzzer. Who's going to make the big shot today? Anderson's giving him a lift with the 3 ball.
And has he?
Zone, look at his zone, trying to take away the driving there.
Very patiently getting it to Beekman. Vanderplas, a triple. Too strong, and Duke with the rebound. 20 seconds to go.
I'm going to call a timeout. Roach is the guy you want with the ball. Experienced, veteran player.
And a reach in and a foul by Beekman stops the clock with 13.3 to go.
Well, one coach is going to leave here on cloud 9. The other one's going to be as down as can be because there's no in between. You coach at this kind of level in these kind of games. You put your heart, your soul, your passion into it. There is no you don't go halfway like we do in coach.
Well, it was only their 14th foul.
There it is. Roach. I want Roach to have the ball.
Roach. Whitehead had it stripped and knocked away. And it'll stay here. Duke ball with 0.8 showing on the clock right now. And they are going to review this.
Yeah, they're going to look at the clock.
Tied at 58.
typical. I mean, we told you earlier, the last 4 games has been a difference of 8 points. The last 4 games, 8 points differential between these two teams.
Franklin slapping that one away. Take a look at that clock. And out it goes. So there should be more than a second to go here as they reset in Duke's favor. And right now,
catch and shoot.
Coming away from the monitor.
Tell you what can solve the day that Filipowski's had. Scored a winning basket. Don't forget all about that.
The Duke Blue Devils with an opportunity to win the game with a little more than a second to go.
And if Virginia comes up to lose it here, take a look at one statistic. 3 for 12 on a free throw line. 3 for 12.
Duke going for the win. Just trying to get it in.
Oh, they got it!
On the roll, and we're going to go. Well, there's a foul on the play. A foul on the play as Filipowski went in strong as it went to zeros.
The question is now, look at the clock, was the foul before or after?
So they go to the monitor to determine that right now. What a finish in this one.
Wow.
May not be over yet.
Take a look right here. There's nice cut by Filipowski, going to the basket strong.
Was he fouled before it went to zero?
Take a look right here. I think he just beat the clock. Did you? You got 2 eyes now, come on. I got 1. Here he is going to the goal. Does he beat that clock? Playing beat the clock tonight. I don't know. You got 2 eyes. What do you think?
I need to see it again. That's what I think.
There we go again. With the clock up on top.
When does he get hit? Wow. On that look, I say there was contact before it went to zeros.
It looks that way. It does. It looks like the contact was just prior to going zeros.
They're going to say it went to zero and we're going to overtime. We're going overtime.
They said it was so close, man. It was so close.
Wow.
So you know what? We'll play another 5 minutes and we'll find out who wins this game. 5 more minutes.
John Shire has a slightly different point of view as he talks with Tim Clougherty there. But we are going to overtime.
He's done a good job keeping his poise.
All right, so the end of regulation, 58-58, Duke and Virginia to OT. At Buffalo Wolves, you've got a different opinion about that last play.
I'll tell you one thing. I really believe, and again, looking at it close, I thought the contact took place right prior to the shot. What did you think, Dave?
Clougherty coming in there. Now you see him coming in late, but that's not what he called the foul.
Right.
Anyway, we're heading to OT. That'll be debated, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I thought he got fouled prior. That's just my feeling. But again, those guys are better than I am. They got 6 eyes between them looking at the clock.
So into overtime, Clark. Van der Plas trying to drive that one past Filipowski and draws the foul. No, we've got more to come. On Big Monday, Miami and North Carolina. Big win for Carolina today.
They were impressive today. They were really impressive.
Blew past Clemson, yep, and Texas Tech. Texas, number 5 team in the country.
Clemson losing now. If Virginia would have survived here and win this, they're tied for first with Pittsburgh. 2-way tie instead of 3.
Hey, remember, in regulation, Dick, Virginia made only 3 of 12 foul
Exactly.
shots, the game would have been over.
Would have been over. You have 25%.
Vander Plas is now 3 for 7.
There's no question to me, momentum has really swung to the side of Virginia. You're at home, you have Roach with 4 fouls. Filipowski hasn't scored. Has certainly given edge right now in the OT to Virginia.
And a whistle, 4:26 in the overtime.
Foul away from the ball on 1, Jaden Gardner.
And it'll go against Gardner of Virginia, number 3 on Jaden Gardner. A packed house here at John Paul Jones Arena. And they've enjoyed a dandy here.
Every time they play, it's a dandy special. It really is. Documented 4 times. 8 points only separate them.
There'll be a whistle here and an offensive.
Filipowski.
Yeah, that was on the pass.
Filipowski with the charge in the lane.
His third.
Ryan Hill, 15, back for Duke.
There's a contact after he released the ball.
He has had a long afternoon here, hasn't he?
Yep. He'll be back, though. He'll be back stronger than ever. He's just too talented. He's a little down right now, obviously. Yeah, Virginia has nobody to blame for being in OT except that charity strike.
Kihei Clark.
Came out of his zone, back to man-to-man.
Vander Plas open, a 3 on the way, no.
He's wide open. Had a good look. Roach playing a little bit tentative with those 4 fouls, but he's just got to forget about the 4 fouls and be Roach. Attack, be aggressive.
Proctor with a travel, he did.
He walked, no doubt about it.
Another turnover for Duke. Those are piling up the last couple of games. Now 41 turnovers for the Blue Devils.
Wow, 21 and 20. Hey, maybe I can get it to Virginia. Hey, yeah, 21 and 20.
Well done. Well, I'm not so sure.
Huh? Not sure.
I'd have to see the SAT or your ACT.
Oh, gee.
Clark looking to penetrate again. Boy. That'll go the other way and offensive.
Wow. Turnover city, man. Can't win games in the OT. Momentum's on that side of the Cavaliers. It's a 5, huh? Fouled out?
Yeah, that's on
Fouled
Roach.
out.
That's number 5.
You're down 4. Your star is on the sideline having a bad game. You got your super point guard. He fouls out right here with the charge. Unbelievable. So now you're going to try to win this game. Remember earlier in the second half, they played without Filipowski and they played without Roach. And they really did a good job. Whitehead stepped up big. Proctor came up big. They're going back into the zone. Trying to take away the drive. And the cuts without the ball. But you're going to get the gaps and get open shots if you're Virginia. Oh, look at that cut.
Vander Plas draws the foul in the paint with 2:58 to go in OT.
Nice little cut right there in the opening seam of the zone.
Mark Mitchell, his third.
Take a look at our Wild recap brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Now this is the one that tied it by Grandison. And then the controversial ending to regulation.
That'll be actually argued. Look at his free throw line. Cannot believe it. Tony, got to give him a chip. Tony was some free throw shooter. Oh man, he was something else. I think he's still the all-time three-point shooter in the history of the NCAA.
Well, Virginia just 6 for 16 at the foul line. And yet, they have the lead in OT.
There's a big possession here for Duke.
Proctor around the back.
It's a big
Proctor
possession.
scoops and 2.
What a big play by the kid. We talk about a diaper dent. He's really not even a diaper dent. He's a high school guy who reclassified. Came up big. There's the zone. 2-3. Normally don't play a lot of this.
12 today. Carter has it stripped, and Duke shuts him down on the baseline. 3-point game. Proctor looking for a screen.
Nice cut.
Young inside.
Oh, he missed the layup. He did everything right. Two-man play, got the gut. Oh, that should have been a layup right there.
Under 2.
His zone, patience. Patience usually in each possession. If you have patience, points, and productivity. Sounds like 3 Ps. Here we go.
Gardner, a little fall away. Usually his favorite shot.
6 passes to get that shot, but let me tell you, you're right, Obi. That's usually his shot. He's an excellent mid-range shooter. Oh, look at the contact at the top.
Proctor draws another whistle with 1:29 to go in OT. That'll be foul number 4 on Gardner.
I like this kid right here. Look at this here. Look at that drive. Then he used the left hand, seals the defense off. Remember the name, Mr. Proctor. He's going to be a special player, this kid.
12 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Filipowski back on for Jon Scheyer. Proctor with just 2 turnovers. Been very efficient.
He's calling out for the ball screen. Too much dribbling.
Dribble on the drive.
Oh my
and
God.
It goes down though.
Wow. Too much dribbling. Come on. Give me a turnover on that, baby. Oh, he really talking about earning a deuce.
So what are you talking about? Too much dribbling.
Woo.
14 points. 1-point game under a minute in overtime.
This will make you grow up as a coach. Tell one thing, is it really talking about a tenacious battle. Sheyer's getting a real feel of what college basketball is about. When you get to the elite level.
The patience of the Cavaliers here, but 7 to get off a shot from the corner, and it goes in by Franklin, who has had a big day.
Hey, Mr. Franklin, his mama, India, is on cloud 9. Oh,
they're going to take it away. No foul on the play. Virginia with the thefts, and now a whistle with 28.9 to go. 66-62.
There'll be a lot of debates going on about the end of the game. In terms of whether or not he was fouled prior, I thought he was. And I will step by that. I thought he was fouled prior. But there, look at this right here. What a big 3. Franklin, he has come up big. He was 2 for 14, Dave. You told me. I didn't know that. You told me. So I count on you. And you told me last 2 games you did it.
That's right.
You did the game.
He had been ice cold, but today red hot.
So I think because he came down with breakfast where I was.
I think it was
his
that.
mother really do it. They couldn't help him.
It was the bacon and eggs with Dickie V.
Another
miss there. 5-point lead.
You better get him in the gym shooting free throws.
67-62. Proctor launching. Too strong. Filipowski. And a whistle with 20 seconds to go in overtime.
Filipowski going to the free throw line. He's like saying, why couldn't they put me at that free throw line at the end of regulation? The debate was going on. Was it early? Was it late? I thought our people did a great job in the truck. Our people with the different angles. Oh my God.
Way too strong. And another foul with 18.4 to go. And Virginia, even though the foul line has been their enemy, trying to salt this one away at the line.
Kyle's got to shake this game off big time. Get a few days, get away from it, and get back to being Kyle Filipowski. One of the premier impact type of dandies in America.
Meanwhile, Virginia just 7 for 18 at the line.
7 for 18.
I mean, they're a good foul shooting team. Not great, but good. 72%. Vander Plas. This is that one.
I mean, we're talking like in the 30 percentile area. It's crazy. Crazy. I know they work on it. It's part of their routine. Free throws every day.
He's 63% himself. 68-62. Duke's got to hustle. Proctor on the dribble drive. Can't finish. Picked up by Franklin. He was fouled from behind with 7.4 to go. And they begin to celebrate inside John Paul Jones Arena.
So Virginia now goes to 19-4. Duke goes to 17-8. Tell you this, 19-4, number 8 in the nation. And plus, they now tied with two-way tie with Pittsburgh.
So Franklin to the line. He makes 72%.
It's had a big, big afternoon. It's had a big, big afternoon. I love talking to his mom today. You would see the great home he came from. She's just got such a great personality, and you could see how proud she was, proud of her son.
23 points for him. 69-62. Whitehead with a triple. Off the heel. And that does it in overtime. And another terrific game between Virginia and Duke. Virginia prevails 69-62.
That was great seeing the respect there from the veteran coach along with the young diaper dandy coach. Great afternoon. Anytime it's Duke, anytime it's Virginia. Super.
Stay tuned for Indiana and Michigan. For Chris and Dick, I'm Dave O'Brien. Kevin Brown and Robbie Hummel coming your way in Ann Arbor.
Dave, thank you.